This is a test of the Emergency Acts of Geekery broadcast system. Stand by for further instructions. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Acts of Geekery podcast, episode 58. I'm Corey.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the Brothers Geek, here to bring you all the geeky things in the world of geekdom, at least for the month of November.
Well, if we can remember how to do the podcast.
Yeah, we'll get it eventually. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that alert was pretty scary.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary.
We weren't expecting it at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Stand by for further instructions, nerds.
Nerds.
Are those further instructions news?
Yeah.
Stand by for further news, nerds.
Cross the rainbow bridge of Asgard, where the booming heavens roar. You'll behold in breathless wonder the god of thunder, mighty Thor.
Let's go already.
All right. It's the news. Jeez.
The reason I say that is because we've been sitting here for like 45 minutes just chatting.
Yeah, you know what? We really need to actually do the podcast.
Nah, not
instead.
really.
No?
That's the magic of editing.
2 days later.
Yeah. Here's the news.
Let's start out with birthdays. We haven't done birthdays in a while.
No
so
deaths. I didn't see any over the course of, 3 weeks that we haven't done this?
a month, maybe more than a month.
I think it's only been a month. I don't know, whenever the episode 56 was. We're so bad at this, we don't even know.
We watched The Martian. We reviewed The Martian on the last podcast.
So that was a
month and a half ago.
Second week of October. Yeah,
month and a half. So, yeah. Anyway, good. No deaths. A month and a half without any Hollywood deaths. Good job, Hollywood.
Well, there might have been deaths, but none that we cared about.
Oh, we're sorry, gaffers.
Well, happy birthday, John. John Cheadle.
Don
Cheadle.
Don Cheeto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheeto, not Cheetos.
I know.
I know you're hungry, but
I am hungry.
Cheadle.
Let's pause for another 30 minutes while I get some food.
Don Cheadle is the good roadie.
Yeah.
Not the bad roadie.
Our apologies to Terrence Howard.
He's 51.
That's quite a lot older than he looks, actually.
The next one up is the worst part of Guardians of the Galaxy. Yep. Karen Gillan. Gillan, sorry. I always think there's an extra I in there.
I do too. That's why I wrote an extra I in
She's
there.
28. She was also Amy Pond, which was Doctor Who, if you're into that.
Hopefully she did better in Doctor Who than she did in
I hope so.
Guardians.
I saw an article the other day where it was Karen Gillan's excited for her role as Nebula in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. How excited are you? And half the comments were like, oh, no.
No,
very. Never. And then the other half was like, she was great. I loved her. And I wanted to go, why? What movie did you watch? Because it was sure as heck not the one I watched.
That was because those are Karen Gillan fans, though.
Yeah.
Because you get these fans that, no, this person could do no wrong.
I don't know. I kind of feel that way about Dimple Chin from Arrow. You know what I'm talking about. Malcolm Merlin.
Oh, okay.
What's his real name? I can't ever remember.
John Barrowman.
John Barrowman, yeah. Everything I see him in, I'm like, ha, that's great. He's got a very defined chin. Like,
is that the reason?
No, I just
feel safe. There's just safety in that chiseled jaw.
That's why I called him Dimple Chin. He's got a nice, cute dimple right in the middle of it.
Oh, little dimple.
Speaking of cute, the Hulk.
Yeah, he's adorable. Oh, I rolled my eyes there for people who aren't watching us.
Yeah.
Which is every one of you.
If we had a sound effects, it would be like, whoop.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo's 48.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Another Avengers alum.
Scarlett Johansson is 31.
Which, you want to know what's crazy? It's only 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
I thought she was
You could have been in high school at the same time as she was.
I thought that she was a lot older than I was.
Well, you know what? She probably is because she's an actress in Hollywood.
So she's probably lying about her age.
She's probably lying about her age.
She's really 38 or something.
Christopher Lloyd is 77.
Yes.
He looks his age.
And that was right on the cusp of their 30th or 35th anniversary for
Back to the Future?
Back to the Future, yeah.
Yeah, right around the
him and
celebration.
I just lost his name. Marty McFly.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, him and Michael J. Fox did all kinds of cool stuff for that. By the way, if you weren't around for that, you should have been.
Yeah,
I mean, you were there.
Obviously,
in the future.
We weren't around for that.
Was that October 21st?
Which I believe was after our last.
Yes,
so.
And they came on. They were on Jimmy Kimmel playing their characters.
It was a good time.
Michael J. Fox got the very first automatic lace-up sneakers from
is
Nike.
Awesome.
Yeah, they just gave them to him, and then all the rest of them that are being sold, every amount of them goes towards Michael J. Fox's charity.
Yeah, for
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's. Yeah,
awesome stuff.
Very cool.
Deadpool is timeless.
Yes,
but the character or the person playing him,
Ryan Reynolds.
I guess Ryan's kind of a character.
He's kind of a character.
Is 39 years old.
Lot older than I thought he'd be.
I think that was about right for me. Yeah.
No, not for me. Yeah. And I can't believe Emma Stone is 27. She's just a few years older than I am, Scott.
And just a few years younger than me. But looks better than both of us could ever look combined.
I liked how you were like, oh, she's only 27. I could totally date her.
Yep.
All right, let's get into the news. Some of this is going to be rather old stuff.
First of all, happy late birthday to all those people, and happy birthday to any that we missed.
Did you have a birthday? We'd like to know.
Yeah. If you had
this
a
is
birthday.
This is like the old PBS segment where you sign up for their
and we'll call out your
mailing
names.
list.
Yep. Kevin is 14 today.
Good job, Kevin. Way to go.
I wonder if they had a limit on how old. I wonder if they were like, if you're over 15, we're not going to.
I'm pretty sure it was something like 12 or 13, actually.
Sorry, you don't get your spot on Sesame Street if you're 16 years old.
Yeah. I don't know if they announced the ages even, to be honest. So it definitely could have been like, Kevin, happy birthday, and then Kevin's like 38.
I thought it was showed on the screen, but whatever.
I don't remember.
I don't know. No.
So some of this news is going to be old, just because it's been a little bit. But this is stuff that we felt was important enough that we had to show.
Kind of a recap. We've taken a little hiatus because we had so much stuff going on.
I'm just so busy all the time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'd like to do the podcast.
Yeah, but I think I'm ready to get back into it.
Yeah. This is a good first step, Scott.
Yeah.
Yep. And we're coming up towards the end of the year, which means our Best in Show episode is coming up, and our What's Coming Next Year episode.
Yep.
Which is always fun for us.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Not for anybody else.
Lots of great stuff.
So on that note, actually, go onto Facebook right now and just tell us what your favorite movie of the year was. We'll take it into We'll definitely take your opinions into consideration.
Feel free to revise after you see
Star
Wars and The Hateful Eight, which are coming out. So
in the next couple of weeks here. Oh, so exciting!
Yes, very exciting.
I hope you all have your tickets because you can't have mine.
Yeah, they're mine.
Stay away. All right, so let's get into it. Chris Hemsworth is our first item. He's an item. He's a treasure.
Some people wish they were an item with him.
Exactly.
Yep.
Apparently, he used some of his superhero money to pay off his parents' debt.
Like you do.
Yep. Because, and that's a real superhero right there, Scott.
It depends on the parents.
Yeah, true.
Some parents don't deserve it.
Oh, shots fired to all of you.
To all of you bad parents.
Yeah. If you're listening to this podcast.
Yeah, you know who you are.
That's our best demographic, Scott. You better be nice.
The bad parents.
You bad parents. No, I think that's commendable.
Yeah.
For somebody to spend some money on.
I'm glad that he's making more because he didn't make very much for the first Thor movie.
No.
And I don't know if he wasn't probably upset, but
no,
he did renegotiate for sure.
Yeah, they renegotiated for Avengers 2, I believe. So Avengers he didn't make too much.
I thought he did.
No.
Oh.
Because I remember Robert Downey Jr. was talking about how he was like going on strike to help them negotiate better contracts and everything because he's the only one who's getting paid good because everybody else was a D-list actor at that point.
Yeah.
Except for Scarlett Johansson.
I know if I came into a lot of money, I'd pay off my parents' stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I'm not going to be the one that pays off everyone in the family and just gives them tons and tons of money because then it usually ends up getting kind of kind of out of hand,
Yes.
I guess. But yeah, for my parents, they've done enough. They've done enough for me and for you as well that I know that we would just be like, yeah, sure. Here, you
Why
want a new
not?
house? Boom.
Yeah.
Especially if you got the money, you know.
Especially if you got Thor money.
Yeah, exactly.
Son, can you spend some of that Thor money on us, please? I don't know why his mom is 80, but she is.
I don't. Maybe.
Who
we
knows?
don't know.
Yeah.
How old is he?
I don't know.
30 something, I think.
Yeah. He probably lies about his age, too.
I don't know. Men age differently
True.
than women, especially in Hollywood. They like Clooney and stuff. He's totally cool with being like, yeah, I'm 60 or whatever.
Yeah.
I think he's 59 or something like that.
God, he's attractive.
Like I said, they
Like-
age differently.
I'm really not afraid to say that George Clooney is attractive.
I gotta watch.
Surprisingly.
I gotta watch Tomorrowland again. I've got it.
Oceans. That's
Yeah,
my favorite
that'd be a
movie
good
set
one.
from him. Is the Oceans movies.
Yeah.
Okay, something that came back way back in October.
Yeah. Beginning of November, end of October.
It got announced that Star Trek is going to get a new TV
I'm just gonna
series.
do this right now. You can just do the whole thing.
Okay. Okay. It's coming in January 2017 to CBS, and it's going to be a whole new TV series revolving around. I don't know if it's going to be a new Star Trek cast or if it's going to be like an old crew that they just get new people for.
I don't really care. I'm just so excited.
It is really exciting.
So excited for Star Trek to come out. January. You said January. If you didn't catch that, January 2017, CBS is gonna premiere it. So,
Yay! It's awesome.
I squeed really hard.
You did.
I kind of hurt myself there.
That's all right. Vin Diesel has come out and said that there's going to be another Riddick movie and a TV series coming. So, no new details on that yet. He just kind of came out and just dropped that bit of knowledge on people.
I wonder if it's one of those. He's in talks for it right
Yeah.
now, and they haven't decided exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool.
We'll find out soon enough.
The last Riddick movie was interesting. It basically felt like Pitch Black again. But at the same time, it felt like Friday the 13th from the point of view of Jason only.
Yeah,
But Jason's a good guy.
there were some pretty cheesy one-liners, some stuff that I was like, no, really? You said that? Wow. Okay.
We did get to see Dave Bautista acting before Guardians with that movie, though.
Yeah.
And he did just fine.
Oh, that's right. He was in it.
Uh-huh.
Now I got to rewatch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got our first look at Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, Scott.
I'm sorry. We've had plenty of looks at from Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
Sorry.
She's posted many pictures and costume stuff. And
let me reiterate. From the Wonder Woman movie specifically.
Are they actually filming it then?
Yes, they are. It is filming right now, and it looks like there's your first picture, and we'll post it.
So she's in a hooded cloak, so you can't see her lack of muscles.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like it's going to be taking place at least part, if not all, in World War I London.
Okay.
Which
I guess that's true. Yeah, she's basically
because we also got an accidental leak, quote unquote, accidental leak for Chris Pine and one of the other stars, which is what is his name?
Robin Wright or Danny Huston?
I think Danny Huston.
David Thewlis?
Yeah,
Thewlis?
David Thewlis. Yeah. Anyway, so it was Chris Pine and him, and they were wearing these 1900s, early 1900s attire. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, the bomber jackets and stuff. Because I mean, that's the whole story. Is Steve Trevor? He's flying.
Yeah,
and he crash lands on Paradise Island, where Diana finds him and then Wonder Woman helps him out and saves him, and she escorts him back to man's world, as they call it. And so
Chris Pine's in it, Gal Gadot's in it, Robin Wright, which is she's from House of Cards, or he's from House of Cards.
I think she's the main in the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Okay,
I think she's the main character.
Danny Houston from Origins Wolverine and Clash of the Titans. David Thewlis is actually Professor Lupin from the Harry Potter series.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, that's right. He looks so different in that photo that leaked.
Actually, maybe it's not him then. I don't know. I don't know. Ewan Brenner, no idea.
The name sounds really familiar, actually.
Syed Tagamawi from American Hustle. Elena, Anya, and Lucy Davis from Shaun of the Dead. A lot of people that we don't really know, which is fine.
Yeah, that's okay. Mm-hmm. That means they can spend lots of money on sets and costumes and effects and things like that,
and getting Gal Gadot bulked up.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get her some beefcake. Let's get her some beefcake in here. Beefcake 3000. Beefcake.
So needs it. Yeah. Well, let's hope that I'm really worried, Scott. It's easy to be like, oh yeah, this looks all amazing and everything, but I'm really worried about DC movies.
I am right there with you. I am terrified. Mm-hmm. And I am terrified to go watch. So this is kind of funny. After Fantastic Four, not the new one, not Fan Four Stick. That's what it is. Yep. Not Fan Four Stick, but the original Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, and the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. Mm-hmm. The second Sam Raimi and the first one were pretty good.
Yep.
Second one was great. Third one was pretty sucky.
Yeah, I'll be there with you.
Yeah. Superhero movies didn't look like they were increasing in popularity. Mm-hmm. They didn't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Spider-Man kind of did because everyone had to finish up the series.
Exactly.
But after that,
Spider-Man made a lot of money because it was romantic.
The X-Men movies were kind of floundering. As far as number 2 and 3.
2 was fine. I liked 2, actually.
I didn't say it was bad. I'm just saying I don't think
3 is terrible.
I could be totally wrong, but I recall it not making a lot of money. This was long before I paid actual attention to this stuff, before I actually cared. Yeah. And so then Marvel decides to reboot with Iron Man. Mm-hmm. And, we see Iron Man, we go, cool, a superhero that's never been done before on TV. So I'm going to go see it, regardless of if it's good or bad. Mm-hmm. But I didn't have a lot of high hopes for it. I just went, if it works, it works. If not, it's going to be another Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer, and it's going to suck. Well, awesome.
It is great.
Hulk, not so good. I still enjoy it. Yeah. Still a lot of fun. And then, of course, you've got the rest.
Yep.
Thor and Captain America and Iron Man 2. And now I look at a Marvel movie coming up and I go, I am stoked. Mm-hmm. I am so stoked to see that because it's going to be sweet.
Yeah, you don't even worry about it.
We know that they have a formula, that we know that it works, and we know that they can do a good job at it. Everyone hates a lot of people that I know hate the fact that they're all kind of the same. And they're comic book movies.
Yeah.
They do.
You know what else is the same? Comic books.
Yeah. But
everything's
Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers has done so much weird stuff with their heroes. Mm-hmm. I saw Man of Steel and it was good.
Yes,
but it wasn't this amazing, groundbreaking thing that I thought it should have been.
That must be tough for you to say.
It hurts a little, right here. I mean, I might be having a heart attack too, but
I think you are
right
actually.
here and down my left arm hurts.
It's more of a stroke, I think.
I kind of.
Oh, jeez. All right, Donald, calm down.
Oh no! I'm not. No,
we don't talk about politics on the podcast. Moving on.
But Man of Steel, good. I enjoyed it. But you could tell from critics and stuff, it didn't do that great. It did okay.
Yeah, it did all right.
So I'm so nervous.
Along the same lines, Warner Brothers says that they are focusing on making PG-13 superhero movies.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't really seem like news because all movies, except for Deadpool, are PG-13 already.
Yeah, and it's like, why would anybody... I mean, so yes... Properties like Batman, you can make R-rated, and you can still make them good.
Yeah,
Wait,
were the Christian Bale trilogy? Batman
they were
trilogy?
PG-13.
They were all 13.
Yes.
Yeah, so they were pretty dang dark.
Yeah,
but they're still PG-13.
Exactly. So
it doesn't. It's not really that. Yeah, that huge of an announcement from them.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is more exciting to me than Batman v Superman.
Yeah. So the sequel to Prometheus is currently filming. It is not being called Prometheus 2 or whatever. It is now being called Alien Covenant. We never covered this because we were on break, which, whatever. That's fine.
But I want to smack Ridley Scott.
Okay.
Because he came out and said, no, Prometheus is not a prequel to Aliens. Of course, no, it's not. No. Of course it is.
Yes,
it is.
You see an alien, a xenomorph in it.
Yes. but I liked it.
Anyway,
have you seen it?
Yes,
yeah,
I have. I enjoyed it as well. It was a little slow at parts, I would say.
Until the third act. Third act picked up and it was really good.
Yep. And then Ridley Scott has confirmed that there are 2 more sequels coming after the Alien Covenant movie.
I'm actually really excited for this now, is because I've been going through my my DVDs and I've been re-ripping them because I'm putting them onto a server and stuff, so I can just have one click play.
Yep.
I was watching bits and pieces of Alien and Aliens, and I'm like, wow. So John Hurt,
yes,
he is so freaking young in that movie. I'm blown away, just absolutely blown away. Part of his chest was too.
Yep,
but blown away.
So, because we just watched the Harry Potter franchise, actually.
Yeah,
just watched all 8 movies. That's weird to say.
And he's Ollivander in it.
Yeah, and he's really old. Like, oh my gosh!
Well,
you can tell.
Every time we watch V for Vendetta, he's super old in that. He's super old in Contact,
exactly,
which was 1993, I think.
And he just looks so different in Alien. It's crazy.
He's got all red hair instead of gray hair, or black. Yeah,
but that's exciting. Weird. I mean, we get more Alien movies, and Ridley Scott gets more money. It's a win-win situation.
Win-win. Yep.
This was really cool. So, Legends of Tomorrow is coming soon, but they're already talking about season 2.
When does it come out? Do we know?
The release date hasn't been revealed yet. We're thinking
January, February,
probably January or February, if the geek community can be believed. Which usually we're pretty right about this kind of stuff.
I wouldn't say that, but usually we're.
I mean, everybody on the show is Jason Todd. That's been confirmed.
We're obsessive enough about it.
So season 2, they're saying that they want to do a kind of rotating roster, Justice League Unlimited style, where they have new characters coming in for each different season to do a different thing, different legends. Like maybe they'll get Vixen next season. One person that they're talking about getting next season, and that's rumored to appear in season 2, Constantine.
Oh, him and Zatanna on the team.
Basically a Justice League Dark.
Awesome.
Just do a Justice League Dark season.
Yeah, well, and you could put Hawkman in because he's been on Justice League Dark before.
He's magic.
You could put in
Swamp Thing,
Frankenstein's monster. They call him Frank.
Yep.
But Swamp Thing. Oh, Swamp Thing.
That'd be super cool.
It'd be really hard for them to do though, because his all CG pretty much.
Yeah. But we did watch the Arrow episode with Constantine on it.
Yeah.
And that was one of the best episodes this season.
Yeah, I will definitely agree.
We were stoked about it. So, and we should talk about, when we get to our reviews, we got a lot to review, but we should talk about what we think of the TV show so far.
Yeah.
Because it's been like a month and a half that we've had to, that people haven't heard what we're thinking.
And they're all in about 6 or 7 episodes, so even Supergirl. Yep. So we've seen all that.
Speaking of which, another rumor going around is that they're working on a Supergirl and Flash crossover.
This
TV
makes me excited.
That it really does, because not only does it connect the universes, which we love as geeks, we love to have our universes together, but it's going to be a fun little race episode. You know that it's going to be, at least for a little bit.
So this is one thing that's bugging me about Supergirl.
We can talk about that.
The fact that they're not portraying her as being super fast.
Yeah,
and they don't do this a lot in TV for the super family. I don't know why. They did it on Smallville all the time.
Yeah,
that was like his main staple was because he couldn't fly.
Yeah, he couldn't fly until the end.
So he would do everything super fast. So I'm excited to see if they actually talk about her being really fast. And then, yes, I want a race. And then I want Flash to just kind of be like, ha, got my second wind, boom, and he's gone.
Yeah.
And she's just left in the dust. That would be awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's just smiling or happy or whatever. So
I'd like to see Supergirl kind of think that something romantic's going on and like lean in for a kiss and him be like, I have a significant other.
You know what I just realized?
What?
They're both from Glee.
Oh no!
It is going to be it's going to be a musical
episode.
It's going to be Supergirl and the Flash singing about capturing villains. I'll still watch it.
Musical superheroes.
I'll still love it, but it's going to be a musical. They're both Glee stars.
Oh, that's perfect. Actually, they'll at least have a reference to it. They'll do karaoke or something.
I'm sorry if this sounds bad. She is such a gorgeous girl.
No, you're fine.
every time
she's
I watch
28.
every time I watch the show, I'm like, oh, she's so pretty.
Look at that golden hair.
Yeah.
I know it's not her natural color, but it's
look at those
good.
glasses. Oh. We'll talk about Supergirl.
Yeah,
in
in just a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Men in Black 4 right now.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's going to be a female lead.
I love
female
the Men in
agent.
Black series.
It's really good.
I want to rewatch them all.
Okay, I'm right there with you.
There are too many movies and there are too many TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
There's just too many.
It's true.
I'm not saying there's not too many good ones.
There's
not
so
too
much
many bad
going
ones.
on.
There's just too many.
And people wonder why we didn't do a podcast. It was because of other stuff. We weren't just watching TV.
Although we did
watch
blow
lot
through
of
Jessica
TV.
Jones.
Yes,
so.
which we will also be reviewing soon. So.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Sans spoilers. No spoilers.
No, of course not.
No spoils.
No spoils. But Men in Black 4 will have a female agent as its lead. And they're in talks about getting Will Smith on there still, so
okay,
that'll be good.
So I think it needs to be a passing of the torch style thing because Tommy Lee Jones kind of did that
A little bit.
You know, especially even in the third one, his character, of course, was played by Josh Brolin, the younger version of him.
That's true. Well, there was an older version of Tommy Lee Jones in there too, wasn't it? The regular?
For the very first little bit
and the very end.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, it is kind of that passing of the torch, which
passing of the torch, get some new fresh blood, which I'm okay with.
Yeah,
and
do it.
I'll tell you what, Will Smith, he's a great actor.
He is.
He may have some goofy ideas outside of work, but you know what? Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Kevin Sorbo.
Oh no, he definitely does.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah, he definitely does.
Dang it. Dustin Hoffman.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe. Wait, wasn't he the one that had throat cancer?
I thought it was David Hasselhoff.
No. That's Baywatch guy.
I know that it is.
That's
he sings a lot too.
Not
though.
Kit. Not Kit from Knight Rider.
From Knight Rider.
Don't know his name.
The Knight Rider. He's technically the Knight Rider.
He's KK.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. No. It was. Or maybe it was Kirk Douglas. I don't know. One of them.
No. Yeah. It was.
One
Michael,
of them was like.
It was Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Wasn't
And
it?
he's like I got throat cancer from oral sex.
Oh yeah. That wasn't Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, no. Same age group though.
Yep.
So just because what's his name, Michael Douglas said it, it means you automatically said it too.
Exactly. Everybody in that age group.
That's how age groups work, right?
Yep.
Them dang generation.
That's why my generation
Olders,
keeps getting into trouble.
I don't know.
And last in the news before we get into the casting couch, kind of, like I said, we're just doing the highlights and kind of the stuff that's happened recently. If we miss something, let us know and we'll talk about it on the next podcast too. The Fantastic sequel has been removed from Fox's schedule officially.
Good. Because Fox, you suck at it.
Yep.
I want to watch it just to see how bad it really is.
Yeah. Well, we'll find a way to get it as cheaply as possible.
Yeah, I'm sure Redbox has it for $1.
Exactly. Just so we don't have to support it that much.
Yeah.
Watch us watch it and think it's amazing, and we don't know why critics didn't like it.
If that's the case, I promise I will come on the podcast and I will profusely apologize to everyone that listens.
Okay.
About every one of my opinions. I am sorry. I'm like,
wow, bold claims. All right, only one thing in the casting couch today. Tom Cruise is in talks to star in the Mummy reboot.
So they dropped Brendan
Fraser, but I'm not sure it's even that Mummy.
Who's younger to go for someone who's a lot older and shorter.
Yes.
I wonder if he'll run in this one.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
He'll probably run somewhere.
Now, I think that I'm not sure if this is the Mummy reboot based on the Brendan Fraser franchise, or because that one was based on the original Mummy movie, like The Mummy, that with Boris Karloff as the Mummy back in the 1940s.
Yeah.
That was a horror movie originally and got turned into an action adventure. I hope they stick with the action adventure theme.
I like The Mummy.
I do too.
I can't remember The Mummy 2.
The Scorpion King?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
They don't have like The Mummy 2?
Yep, that's got one of my favorite high school acting scenes in it. where so it's not really a high school. It feels like high school acting though.
Oh yeah.
The Scorpion King gets stabbed by Brendan Fraser at the end. Spoilers, sorry. And there's like this shot, and he's stabbed him, and he's hanging over the precipice and everything. And then from off screen comes Imhotep, and he comes on screen. He drops down to his knee, and he goes, "No!" But it's like this super over the top. I have to show you the scene because it looks absolutely stupid.
He's chewing scenery.
Exactly, and it was just so funny. So go back and watch The Scorpion King. I'm giving you a reason to, guys.
The Mummy 3 was the Asian one, right?
And that was good. I like that one a lot.
I don't remember that one. That's the one I can't remember then.
It's got Yetis in it. You know how I like Yetis.
I know how you do like Yetis.
I do like Yetis. Yeah. They're just big and fluffy. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can rip your arms out of your sockets.
Mm-hmm. Like a Wookiee.
Kind of like a Wookiee.
Like a Wookiee.
Like a Wookiee.
Like a Wookiee. Alrighty. Okay, that's it for the news, but we've got plenty of reviews for you, so stick around.
Tony Stark makes you feel he's a cool exec with a heart of steel.
And Iron Man, all jets ablaze, he fights and fights with the counter race. Amazing armor,
That's Iron Man.
a blazing bomber.
All right, it's time for a lot of reviews, guys.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through these quickly because, I mean, we can sit here and talk all day about the shows over and over again, but you kind of heard our opinions on it before.
Yep.
So let's start with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They're close. They're probably about 2 weeks away from their mid-season break, and it is good.
Favorite episode this season for me has been the 470 or 4,788 hours or whatever the actual number is, but it's Simmons' retelling of being on that planet,
which is amazing
for months.
Yeah, it is an amazing episode.
Awesome, fantastic, very well written, very well done.
And I think it was without sound music for most of it.
Yeah,
it felt like it didn't have much music.
Yeah, there was hardly any music at all. There might not have been any, which is kind of creepy because you're watching a show and you're expecting background music, background noise. No, it's just dead silent planet.
Exactly.
Basically a dead planet.
Loved
it. The rest of the season so far, I'm enjoying it.
Good. Some good twists in there.
Oh, some stuff that you go,
it just blows
holy
your mind.
Crap.
Yep.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yes.
And of course, Coulson's as snarky as ever.
Yeah. I'm actually liking the new the lady that is the head of the ATCU.
Oh yeah, the
in there. I can't remember her name. Coulson's love interest or pseudo love interest or whatever.
The one that looks probably about 10 years older than Coulson in my opinion.
Yeah, but she's actually a really good actress. I've seen her in quite a few other TV shows, and I always really enjoy her parts.
Yeah,
so
she does good.
She's really good. Yep.
Arrow, fairly good.
Fairly good.
Yeah, I mean it's so
second to last on on this list of 6.
Not for me.
Maybe third to last.
Not for me. We'll talk about what I think about the one at the bottom there.
You're missing one in the middle.
I know. I see that one there too. But Arrow is Arrow.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to enjoy Arrow beyond like making fun of it as a soap opera for us. But it is enjoyable. They've been doing a lot of setup for Legends of Tomorrow. There's some good episodes. The Constantine episode is really good. The Adam episode is really good.
The Adam episode's really good. Constantine's really good, of course. Everything with Damien Dark. Damien Dark, I think, is a great great bad guy.
I love how they're putting him front and center.
Yeah.
In this, because
he's not behind the scenes.
No, he's not like pulling the strings, and they're like, "Who is this Damien Dark guy?" No, he's right there. He appears in pretty much every episode just to smile at somebody and say, "I'm going to kill you."
I don't hate Laurel and Mini Queen. What's her name?
Thea.
I don't hate.
Not even Detective Lance is bad.
Yeah, he's not doing his normal. I mean, he's kind of grumpy, but I think he's just a grumpy guy in general.
Yeah, and Diggle isn't bothering me. Well, actually, Diggle's bothering me a little bit more this season than he should.
I think Diggle's the weakest character this season.
Yeah, Felicity's better.
He's got a lot of backstory and stuff going on. The new Mr. Terrific, basically.
Yes, he's awesome on this.
He's
a little bit of Flash put into Arrow.
Yeah.
He feels like a Flash character more than an Arrow character.
That's what I think it needs. I really do. I think that Flash has got it going.
More Arrow,
great,
more Flash, less Arrow. Speaking of Flash, fantastic season.
So awesome.
We can rave about it as much as we want. It's still the best superhero show on TV.
Yep.
like, it's just fantastic. Every episode makes us want to watch the episode after it. There's great twists. There's
awesome
giant
characters.
Yeah.
So they've introduced some new characters. You've got Harrison Wells is back, but he's from Earth 2.
Whoa, spoilers.
Whatever. Yeah. You've got Patty Spivot, which is a new detective, but is kind of like a new love interest for Barry. And
yes.
I think she's fantastic.
She's
every time she's on screen, I just giddy because I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen
getting
now.
a romantic involvement, and again, they're setting up
Intel Legends of tomorrow.
Well, I have a theory about that, but we'll talk about it off air.
All right.
But basically, it feels like this is also setting up for Legends of Tomorrow too.
Yeah,
you can tell there's a few characters in there like they're doing episodes just to set up these superhero characters for Legends of Tomorrow,
which is that's fine.
That's fine. Gotham, we haven't watched it since the first episode.
And did we even watch the first episode?
Yes, we did.
What was it about? That's right.
Yeah, they broke out of the prison, and whatnot, and it just doesn't interest us.
So you want to know something funny?
What?
We are not the only ones. Every other podcast that I listen to or YouTube video where they review stuff that talks about Gotham, they all just moan and groan. I mean, the only show right now that geeky that is worse apparently is Heroes Reborn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We haven't even watched that.
I've heard the phrase, our review for Heroes Reborn is don't bother.
Wow.
It's not worth it.
Wow.
It's not worth the time because it's not a good show.
Okay.
And then second to last on all their lists usually is Gotham. Like it sucks, it's boring, it's very predictable, they don't know what they're really doing.
Yeah.
They don't know what direction the characters are going to go. Like they don't really know. One day, and this is what drove me crazy about it.
Yeah.
One day Jim Gordon's a really good guy and does something awesome, and then the next day he's a dick.
Yeah, and he's corrupt.
And it's like, no, Gordon's a good guy. He's always been a good guy.
He's the good guy.
In the Batman, he is the conscious.
Yeah.
Him and Alfred are the conscience of the Batman series.
He's the goddamn Jiminy Cricket.
Yes. So, if you can't even get that character right, what else are you going to get wrong?
Exactly.
So I haven't watched it. We'll probably watch it once they've all come out. I've got them all recorded.
I know Casey wants to. Like she's still holding out hope, but even she was like, after that first episode, I just have to take a break from it. For a while longer.
And they keep doing this stupid teasing the Joker thing.
Yep.
With not the Joker.
Yeah. It's dumb.
The guy that everyone's like, it's the Joker. He's going to grow into. He died. He's dead.
He died in the episode after they were teasing it about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's stupid.
From worst to almost first. iZombie. Fantastic season.
Worst? You thought it was
Gotham. Gotham was worst to almost first.
Oh my gosh! I thought you were talking about
no,
iZombie in general.
No.
I was going to say
iZombie is fantastic.
What?
It's got great characterization, and it's gone away from its it's definitely not a standard
cop
drama. Like, yes, they do solve a different case each week, but the only reason
secondary to the main story.
The only reason they have the case is just so that she can have a different personality for the week.
So
basically,
that right there is one of the reasons I love this show. The fact that every time she eats a brain, she gets personality traits and skills or talents from that person that she ate the brain of.
The magic episode.
Yeah,
it was good.
The awesome thing is that shows the range of her acting.
Exactly.
She's brilliant. She can pull off every single one of those and make it believable.
Like, everybody always praises the actress from Orphan Black.
Yeah,
because she can do. She
plays like 8 different characters.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Schizophrenic characters or whatever, and they're doing it on iZombie too. I don't even know the girl's name, but she's awesome. And to see her out of makeup,
Liv more.
Well, the actress. I mean,
I know,
but to see her out of makeup, you're just
strange.
Yeah, she looks really weird.
Yeah,
I like her very pale.
Yeah,
I like my women pale. And then Supergirl, which I would categorize below Arrow.
So I don't know if you heard me. I said second to last or third to last.
Yeah.
So,
okay, alrighty.
Maybe I said it in my brain. I don't know.
No, I think you did. I just I don't think I was paying attention.
Yeah,
because you like this show a lot better than I do.
I do, and mainly because I'm a little biased. I love Supergirl in general as a character. Not necessarily this Supergirl, but the idea of Supergirl. I like it. And there's certain episodes that I really like. The Livewire episode I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, I did too.
The first episode I thought was pretty good. The two in between them kind of sucked.
They did.
They were a little slow. They were way too drama-y. You're not the CW. Don't do so much drama.
Yeah, you don't have to. It's okay.
Arrow's got you covered. Arrow's got you covered.
Got everybody covered.
Yeah. But I think that for what they're giving, the characters on the show and the actors that play those characters are doing a good job. They're building up to more about Hank Henshaw, which is cool. The Cyborg Superman.
Every episode you get that thriller moment where he stares into the camera and his eyes go red.
That was only one time, though.
That was twice.
Oh, was it twice?
He did that twice.
Oh, okay. I don't like Cat Grant, but that's just because I don't like Callista Flockhart. I never have.
She looks way fake, unfortunately. Like, that's just it looks like she has bad Botox.
Like over the top fake.
Yeah.
The girl that played Livewire, I thought she did a great job.
I
thought
great.
she was super punk rock type, that kind of look and the attitude. They portrayed Livewire's powers amazingly. Traveling through power lines and electrical lines, shooting lightning, that kind of stuff.
Lady Electro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But better. Especially after the Electro we got.
Yeah.
The last movie.
And then last, but not least.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Supergirl actually started this fall with the best premiere ratings. Oh. And it is still, as far as I know, still kept up with the rest of them.
I mean, we gave it 3 and I'm still in it. Like, it's not to the point of Gotham anymore.
They did when the Paris bombings happened, they flipped some episodes around. So if your DVR has them labeled incorrectly, that's why.
Yeah.
The 5th episode got portrayed in the 4th slot, which is the Livewire episode, and the 4th episode is the 5th week. And they did it because the 5th episode, the 4th episode on the 5th week actually dealt with terrorist bombings. So they decided to push it a week. It doesn't mess with the story at all because they're pretty standalone.
It really doesn't. Like, that's the interesting thing.
Yeah. So they're pretty standalone. So I was kind of worried that we were going to hear something from this episode that they did this with like Firefly.
Yeah.
There were a few they did them so out of order.
Yeah, like the train job was number 1, but it was like the 3rd episode. It was weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. So.
All right, let's talk about Jessica Jones.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So
came out November 10th. No, not November 10th.
20th. Or an 18th or whatever the heck.
And of course, with all Netflix show, you have to binge watch them. That's the point.
We did it in 2 days.
Yeah.
We did it 6 or 7 on one day, and then the rest on 6 on one day, and then 7 on the next day. There's 13 total episodes. Yes. And oh my gosh,
it is great.
I'm gonna say it's better than Daredevil.
I agree with you,
mainly because superpowers. So Daredevil's great. Yeah, it was a fun episode or fun series. Superpowers I thought were better than Daredevil's because he's just a fighter.
Yeah.
She'd already done the whole I'm starting out to be a superhero thing.
Yeah.
So she's done it once with the Avengers.
The actress is great.
Yeah. What's her name?
The Kristen Ritter.
Kristen Ritter, I think. The Bee in Apartment 23.
Freaking right off the bat, they introduced Luke Cage.
Yep. Mike Coulter.
There's some great moments between the two of them.
And spoiler alert, he has unbreakable skin.
What?
Yeah, you already knew that from the comics.
Exactly. But, how he reveals that to her is amazing.
Yes, it's awesome. So
it's a waste of a power tool, though.
Yeah. Well, there's that one part where they're trying to...
In the bar fight.
Well, and in the hospital.
That's right, that too, yeah.
I'll have to talk about that. We'll talk about that later. Anyways, the main thing that puts it over the top over Daredevil, in my opinion, is the bad guy.
Oh, yeah. Everybody loves the bad guy.
The Purple Man.
Kilgrave.
Portrayed by?
David Tennant.
Is brilliant. Oh my gosh. He's cruel.
Wicked.
He's evil.
Yes.
He's evil in a way that he doesn't realize he's evil.
Exactly. It feels like he's just naive about everything.
So he has mind control. He can tell people to do things and they will do them, even if it's kill yourself.
Yeah.
They will do it. And they have to do it until so much time has gone up. So he has to be far away from them.
Yeah.
And so much time has gone before his control is lost.
Yeah.
But he is creepy. Even in the scenes where he doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah, just like when he's just sitting there talking to people.
There are times, and I don't think this is a spoiler. There are times where he will yell like "shut up" to an open like restaurant, and my next thought is, holy crap, what is he going to make all these people do?
Yeah, exactly.
Is he going to make them all like stab themselves in the hand with a fork over and over again just because he's pissed off at him?
Mm-hmm.
No, he just said shut up because he wanted some peace and quiet.
Exactly.
But
all those people have 12 hours of being quiet.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, better than Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best. We're
not saying that Daredevil's bad.
Yeah, no,
but it is awesome. I mean, go check it out.
It's fantastic.
Uh-huh.
All right, so that's TV shows.
Yes, done and done.
Now we've got a couple movies.
Yes, all the movies that we've seen this month, basically.
So let's kind of review them in order. Just kind of quickie reviews.
Okay,
the first one we saw was Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
That was
latest James Bond.
Couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Latest James Bond. So this is the year of spy movies. And
yes, it is.
What other person are you going to do except for
James Bond?
Now, Skyfall.
Yes.
While a little slow,
was good.
Mm-hmm. Quantum of Solace, lots of action.
Terrible.
Kind of a bad plot. I still enjoyed it though.
It's terrible.
Casino Royale, pretty good.
Not bad.
Spectre, kind of a flop.
Very slow.
Very slow, and I'm like name blanking on all of these.
Christoph Waltz.
No.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig. Totally phoned in his performance.
He really did.
I mean, he almost literally phoned it in. You know, it is that much that he doesn't care. He just doesn't care at all about and being Bond. And he's come out and said, "I don't want to be Bond anymore." They signed him up. He signed a contract for 7 movies.
Wow.
Or 6. And he doesn't want to do it anymore.
After 3.
And so he's doing everything he possibly can to try to get out of it. So 1, play a terrible part and be bad at it. And 2, he is going into contract negotiations to try to get out of it, which hopefully they make him pay gobs of money because he broke his contract, or he would be breaking a contract.
Exactly.
I had a friend that he loves James Bond, absolutely loves James Bond, loves the mythos, loves the books, all that kind of stuff. Went and saw it, was like, oh, so awesome, it was great, great, great. I sat and talked to him for a little bit about it, and we discussed some stuff about how slow it was. And he went and saw it again with another friend, and he comes back to me and goes, you know what? You're right. It is not that good of a movie.
No.
Now that I actually sat back and I wasn't just, ooh, James Bond.
I was very aware of the time the entire time.
I was very bored.
Yeah, the entire thing I was like, when is this going to get to the climax?
I want to say 2.5 out of 5 geek cards.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. How much would you give Jessica Jones, by the way? We never talked about that.
4.5 at least.
Okay.
Maybe a 5.
I'd do 5.
I'd probably give Daredevil a 4 out of 5, and I'd probably give Jessica Jones 5 out of 5.
The next movie you're going to have a worse review on than I am, I'm assuming. The Peanuts movie came out, and we've been talking about this a little bit. You never really were that interested in it.
Not a huge Charlie Brown fan.
Yeah.
I don't really care much about Peanuts, the comic strip, or the Christmas movie, the Great Pumpkin one.
Yeah.
I don't. I didn't. Whatever.
So I will say this. If you liked Charlie Brown growing up, if you read the comic strip, if you watched the old TV shows and everything, you know that
you'll like this movie.
It really is. It really is a very Charlie Brown movie. You feel like it's almost like a comic strip half the time, where it's like a 20-second scene that ends in a punchline.
To
that
me,
would be a comic punchline.
It felt like 4 or 5 mini episodes put together.
It did, didn't it?
Of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, with some Snoopy stories broken in between. The Red Baron, or
that was
whatever he calls him.
Yeah, it was the
Red Baron, the pizza guy, the guy that does a little frozen pizzas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't exciting. If you want a movie that your kids are going to be entertained with, this might not be the best movie.
Yeah. No, probably not it.
Because it didn't have a lot of action. It didn't have. I mean, the Red Baron story was pretty much thrown in there to be the action.
Yeah.
For the movie, because it was very much a slice of life kind of movie, and I thought it was nice. I thought it was quaint, but it wasn't. It's like super enjoyable.
Well, I'll tell you,
I wouldn't watch that every couple months like I do the Lego movie.
I'll tell you this: I had to leave the theater, and it was I was probably gone 20 minutes
Yeah,
or so,
something like that.
And I came back and I didn't feel like I missed anything important.
Yeah.
Corey leaned over and said, "This and this and this happened." Oh, okay,
All right then.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'd probably give it a 3.
I'm gonna go 3. Like it's not. You can't say it's a bad movie because it was actually well done. It was nicely like they paid really good homage to the characters and to the style and everything while keeping it new in 3D. You know, 3D CGI. So it's a really well done movie. It's just not very exciting.
Right, and that's exactly how I felt about it.
More visual amazingness. We watched this week.
And this one you'll definitely want to take your kids to.
Yeah.
If you want a movie that you'll think that they'll like.
Pixar's
or
second movie.
Yes.
This year. Go on. What were you saying?
I was going to say, if you like animated movies.
Which you should.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You really should. There's some great ones out there.
There are some amazing ones. And you know what? The more people that like animated movies that are adults,
the more they get made.
And the more adult animated movies we'll get.
Yeah.
Which would be amazing. The Good Dinosaur.
Good Dinosaur. Yep.
This is a movie that actually very much surprised me with how the story was going to go.
Okay.
But felt very generic at the same time.
Right.
So everybody, when they watch the trailer, really doesn't show you that much about the movie. It just tells you like what would happen if the meteor never hit the Earth. What would and dinosaurs were still around. Yeah. Well, it turns out what would happen is a Pixar Western with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it starts out with a farmer who happens to be a brontosaurus and his farming family and everything. Yep. And from there, like, there's just so many, there's very interesting concepts behind it, specifically the T-Rexes in the movie. I thought that them being
not the bad guys.
No, not the bad guys at all. And the way that they portrayed them was absolutely fantastic. It's like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Sure. You know?
But it is very much a Western.
It is very much a Western.
It is very much a homeward bound-ish Western.
Actually.
Where someone gets
it's a
swept
story,
away in a river.
It's a story about a dinosaur boy and his human dog.
Yep. I mean, that is like the perfect way to describe it. You're absolutely right.
And I would say the other thing, there had one more point about it. No, I forgot it.
I was just whelmed. I wasn't overwhelmed. I wasn't underwhelmed. I was just whelmed.
You just whelmed.
I was like, this is a decent animated movie. Kids will love it.
Beautiful. Oh, it's set pretty much in Yellowstone, by the way.
Yeah, and
I don't know if you caught that during the movie, but I think it's pretty much set all in Yellowstone.
Yeah, makes sense. And it is absolutely visually stunning. The animation for the water, the plants, the storms,
the dinosaur,
everything. Just awesome.
Like there's a moment where the dinosaur, whose name is Arlo, comes out of the river. Like he picks himself up out of the river, and it's just this close shot of his body like lifting himself up, and you can see the water running off of him, and it's so meticulously done. Yeah, it looks amazing. So
it also seemed a little short to me. Like I felt like it was really they got through a lot of the points really quickly, and you didn't get a ton of character development.
Yeah, and there weren't a lot of really big name actors because it kind of did feel like Pixar's second project this year, you know, and it suffered a little bit because of it. But I'm going to give it a solid 3.5 out of 5. Definitely not in my top 5 best Pixar movies.
I would say, I'd say 3 out of 5 for me.
You said you put it in the same category as Brave, where you'd seen it once and now you don't have to see it again.
Yeah,
like you really don't have any desire to watch it again.
I mean, it'll be one of those, you know, a couple years down the road, someone goes, "Hey, let's watch a good dinosaur." Okay, I'm bored. Sure.
Yeah. When I finally convince you to do a Pixar marathon.
Yeah. Oh gosh, if we do that, we better hunker down and take a week off work and stuff.
By the way, I hope you guys are all keeping up on your Star Wars marathons.
Yeah. You've only got a couple weeks.
We are on we finished the prequels, got through them finally. A review on that, they're terrible. They're still terrible.
Oh
like I thought maybe that I was just jaded because of the internet, but they're still really bad.
Yep, they're horrid.
But you basically got 3 more weeks to watch all 6. So.
3 weeks, yeah. I'm actually kind of excited to see Hope, Empire, and Jedi and see how
they hold up.
I honestly haven't watched them since I was probably 14 or 15 years old.
I have to show you the Force kick moment in Empire or in Return of the Jedi. Remind me of that.
Okay. All right.
And then last, I actually went and saw this movie. Scott didn't. You were busy.
I will bow out.
Yep.
Or I can tell you my
feelings on
my
it?
feelings on it,
Okay,
or
so
my perceptions from outside.
Victor Frankenstein, the movie starring Daniel Radcliffe and James McAvoy. What is your outside opinion on it?
So, reading some comments and friend reviews, and you and your wife, of course, it seems like it's an Igor story.
Yes,
it's not a Victor Frankenstein, and it's not a Frankenstein's monster story. It is Igor.
Yeah, I mean,
it pretty much. It sounds like it focuses a lot on him.
It does, and that's not a bad thing, in my opinion. It feels very prequel-y.
Yeah,
in that regard, because
which is kind of why I'm a little indifferent about it, because Mary Shelley got it right.
Yeah,
I mean, the first time it was
true.
It's a good book. It's the story itself is such a really good story. I don't really know if I want a prequel or really care.
If nothing else, I would say go watch this movie for the dynamic between McAvoy and Radcliffe.
Well, two great actors. Are they good in it?
They do great,
awesome.
Together and apart. But James McAvoy is pretty crazy. He acts pretty crazy in it, and it's really cool. And it really is an Igor-centric story more than Frankenstein. But it is interesting how it goes. And by the way, Victor Frankenstein's an atheist in it.
Okay.
Like the entire movie, he's all about makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense for somebody who's trying to bring back the dead. Yeah. But it's really interesting how that plays out. Like the one of the antagonists is a detective for Scotland Yard.
That is a
God-fearing detective. It looks to be around the 1800s.
Okay.
Because it's not quite.
People are barely playing with electricity.
Yeah, exactly. It's Industrial Revolution style.
Okay,
like they've got these big signs. Like one of the shots, it's like this soap billboard sign, and it's an actual moving sign because they've got it working on cogs. So the lady's like waving this bar of soap over her head, and it's really interesting. But it feels really cool. Like it feels very stylized like that, and it's just. I would go recommend it. I would recommend maybe not watching it in the theater. Rent it on DVD when it comes out.
What would you give it?
I would give it a 3 out of 5.
I'm going to give it a question mark out of 5.
A question mark out of 5. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, that's all of our reviews. So now we get into the best part, I think, in my opinion.
For this time.
Yeah. We're talking about trailers and videos.
I don't know. You guys might think the best part of our podcast is when it ends.
Oh!
Doc News Banner. Melted by gamma rays, turned into the Hulk.
Eat me on glamour rays.
Wrecking the town with the power of a bull.
Ain't no monster clown who is as lovable
as ever-loving Hulk. Hulk.
All right, it's time for trailers and videos. Everything
that is very true, Corey.
You're excited, aren't you?
That's so much good stuff.
It is, and there's some stuff that, again, was back a few months ago, but we felt was good enough that we need to talk about it.
Like
the Star Wars trailer number 3, which I can't believe we never talked about.
Yeah.
But, that was in that time when we got really busy, so looks great.
It's the last one I'm going to watch.
Exactly. There's been plenty of TV spots since that if you want to go out there and check them out, you can, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, the rule of 3 is in place for this one.
But go check it out. If you haven't seen it, I mean, come on. You haven't seen it yet?
Yeah, I bet you have.
You
should watch it again, though, because it's awesome.
And I'm disappointed if you haven't seen it yet. One thing that came out probably at the beginning, it was at the beginning of the month that I've been waiting for forever. The Warcraft movie trailer.
Yes.
And Scott, I'm going to ask you what you thought of it since I've been like talking this up the entire time that
and you're also very biased.
Exactly, I am extremely biased.
So from Blizzard Entertainment, directed by is it Sam Raimi?
No, it's Duncan Jones is his name.
Okay. It was going to be Sam Raimi.
Duncan Jones, aka the son of Bono.
Yeah.
Okay. Seriously.
All right. The Warcraft trailer. So if you had ever played the Warcraft Orcs and Humans video game from the early 90s.
Which is what it's based off, not the MMO.
Yes, not off World of Warcraft. It's based off the RTS. Then you know the story. You know the Dark Portal. You know the orcs come in to invade. You know there's a big war.
Yep.
What you don't know is
the individual character
stuff. You know their names and stuff, but you don't know too much about them. Where I think that's where this movie will shine is setting up those characters. The CG is slightly jarring because they did Blizzard quality CG.
Yep.
Like all their cinematics, like they're famous for, and then they also had the live action with them. I think they should have tried to make the CG a little more realistic looking and less cartoony.
Now, they did say that they are still working on the CG shots.
And like I said, I'm withholding too much judgment because it could be fantastic. I'll still go see it. I mean, it's a fantasy movie. You can't get away with doing fantasy without a lot of CG. Yeah. Or at least a little bit.
And the problem is, so when we talked about this, sci-fi is the same way. You need a lot of CG in movies, but CG in sci-fi movies looks a lot better because everything's supposed to look technological and shiny and like uniform. The unfortunate problem with fantasy is that everything isn't supposed to look like robotic, so having CG kind of throws you off a little bit.
And we'll see. It might be amazing. I'm so excited for it because it's a Warcraft movie. It's the first video game based movie that I'm really excited to see.
Exactly, and I hope it does good. The two biggest complaints is that one, the CG looks a little jarring on it, and two, it looks like a very generic fantasy story. Which I will tell you right now. First of all, it's not.
Yeah, it's just not.
The reason why they're doing the trailer that way is because they're trying to get people into the theater. Like, you're going to get a very different fantasy movie than. Well, I mean, it might not be like completely new and awe-inspiring, but it's going to be different than what you're used to.
Exactly, and they have to. They have to. Some people also said for the CG, if they're going to do CG, they should have done 100% CG. Well, we know how well 100% CG movies like that aren't Pixar and Disney work out. They don't.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
For a prime example.
I watched a few seconds of that the other day while I'm ripping all the videos because I've got it.
Doesn't look good anymore, huh?
All the mouth movements are completely generic mouth movements, and oh man,
I think they're Japanese mouth movements. Scott.
Yeah, that's true. Dubbed over in English. Yep. So they have to do live action. They have to do the generic fantasy trailer. However, I'd still recommend going to see it because it's got story that you're gonna love.
Yep, it's got. I mean, first of all, the orcs aren't the bad guys. Like that right there is enough. It is enough of a new story that you're going to have a different experience.
Yeah, which is weird because you're right. They're not the bad guys.
I mean, it's kind of on both sides, to be honest.
Yeah. So there's a lot of prejudice going on.
Yep.
There's also some horrible magic wielders. Ooh. Maybe not horrible, but they're
bad.
They're bad.
No, they are. Yeah, horrible is correct.
They do some pretty bad stuff. They're cool. But they do some pretty bad stuff.
Yeah. Along with the Warcraft trailer, the same day, he dropped the World of Warcraft Legion cinematic trailer
for the next expansion. Legion, right? Is it just called Legion?
Yes, it's just called Legion, which comes out sometime next year.
Yeah.
But Blizzard always does fantastic with their cinematic trailers. We just talked about that.
It's awesome. I mean, if you were like ho-hum on the Warcraft trailer, you're going to be excited and loving this one.
It's super cool. You don't really need to know too much about the story. Yeah. It's a father talking to his son, writing to his son, and then fighting demons. I mean, what more do you need? Right. But it looks really cool. They did a fantastic job on it, so go check that out too.
The Little Prince, or just Little Prince, I think. Or is it The Little Prince?
Either or, I think works.
It's a trailer or a movie based off of a book called The Little Prince. And if you've heard the story before, it's the Little Prince lives on a planet that's really, really tiny. Like he can walk around it in 20 minutes or something like that.
It's the Rick and Morty planet.
Yeah.
Anyway,
itty bitty little tiny planet. Well, this trailer kind of shows it's a movie inside of a movie is what kind of looks like to me, or a story inside of a movie. So it's the Little Prince story inside of a larger movie because the story itself is a short story. It's really small. It's a couple pages at the most. Yeah, and so they have to do a whole movie around it. So I didn't even see who made it. It was like AE or AO.
I think I don't know,
animation or something like that.
I think it's from Spielberg.
Yeah, it's a different animation company. It's not your standard DreamWorks, Pixar, Disney. What's the other one that's fairly popular?
DreamWorks, Pixar, Disney, Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are your like main,
which is like Fox's animation.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it.
It reminds me of the Adventures of Tintin.
Yes,
and which is an amazing. Which is, oh my gosh, seriously, go see the Adventures of Tintin. It is so fantastic. Alice Through the Looking Glass. This one kind of snuck up on me a little bit.
So I have to rewatch it, but I recall not being super impressed with Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah,
mainly because
you'd be right in saying that.
mainly because so I like Johnny Depp for the most part, but I think his character, the Mad Hatter, in this was a little too much for me. And that's saying a lot because I can handle a lot of weirdness. Yeah, you know. But yeah, so this new one introduces, well, not new because it's based off the book through the sequel, basically.
You're gonna spoil yourself on it. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, Alice goes back and they introduce a new bad guy, and the graphics look pretty dang good.
Yep,
better than the first one, I think.
Johnny Depp looks really old. Like he's getting old.
He's in his 50s.
I know. And it's just old.
Yeah, it's in his 50s. But it did make me kind of excited to go see it. I wanted to rewatch the first one just in case there's anything that related to the second one, which I think there is. There's the kingdoms.
There's talk.
However,
it relating
in the books. Correct me if I'm wrong. People who have read them, Alice's time moves slower. Like if you like Wonderland's time, like 100 years have gone by when she goes back, and there's all hell is broken loose.
And if you remember from Alice in Wonderland, it was the sequel to Alice in Wonderland for that one.
Yeah,
because she had been there when she was a little kid.
That's right.
And this was her going back as a teenager, and everybody freaking out that she had returned. So it's kind of like the Lion Jesus, Aslan. What's Narnia?
Narnia. Kind of like Narnia. They only grow up a few years outside in the real world. Narnia is like decades later type thing.
If you remember, even at the end of Chronicles of Narnia, they're like old. They're old people. They're in their 40s or 50s as kings and everything, and they find the wardrobe.
They go back to the wardrobe, and they're
kids again. Yeah, so
weird.
Magic is just weird.
Magic is so weird. So Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Yep.
New trailer.
I think we should save this one for last.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
So Zootopia is coming out. Is that Blue Sky?
No, that's actually Disney.
That's Disney. Zootopia is coming out in 2017.
No. This next year.
Sorry, 2016. I'm thinking it's already 2016.
Super close.
Super close.
A month away.
But it's just kind of a fun...
It looks like a fun
introduction to the Zootopia world of the DMV.
Yep.
All staffed by sloths.
It's such a good clip.
Perfect staffing for the DMV.
It's a great trailer.
Really funny. Funny. We'll post all these links, of course, on our Facebook page, so go check that out. Legends of Tomorrow
has a new trailer.
New trailer out. So you've seen the other one where it kind of
they fight a giant robot at the end of that.
Yeah, it gives you kind of a quick rundown of the different characters, but not much talking. It's more a lot of just fighting and stuff.
This one, oh my gosh, it's like a sneak peek.
It's so cool looking.
And they've updated the graphics based on everything. And I think it's because CW is giving them more money.
Probably.
Like,
they probably
the studio's like, yeah, we need to up the ante on this. But it looks good. The characters on it look amazing. Like the acting is top notch for superhero TV.
Yeah. So you've got the Atom. You've got Captain Cold and Heat Wave.
Yep.
Hawk Girl and Hawk Man, which apparently are former lovers or current lovers.
Yeah, it's some story.
So in the comics, Hawkman is in love with her.
Yeah,
but from like a past life, like when they were back on Thanagar and some kind of crazy.
She doesn't remember him and everything.
Yeah. And so we don't know what's going on with them. You've got the White Canary, which is Sarah Lance. She's back.
Spoilers.
You've got Firestorm.
With the new Firestorm.
With Ronnie Raymond?
No.
Jason
Jason Rush.
Yeah, Jason Rush and the old dude.
Yep, the old dude,
Professor Stein.
Yep, you've got who else do you have?
And then you got Rip Hunter.
Mm-hmm. But it just looks great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool shots in it.
This show, and they fully confirm this. It is a travel through time and fight in different time periods show, which is awesome.
It's Doctor Who with superheroes, Scott.
Yes, probably one of the very first seasons. First thing they're doing, they're going to the 1970s.
Yes,
they have to dress in the clothes.
I saw a preview. It looked like they were in ancient Egypt.
Yep,
which reminded me a little bit of Stargate.
Yeah, kind of.
So it's going to be really cool to see where it goes sometime next year.
We don't
January,
know.
February.
I really, oh man, how cruel would it be to hype this up and then just be like, psych, we're not doing it.
We're not doing that.
But
that'd be terrible.
But
how much money did they spend on that already?
I don't know.
I think
the graphics do look a lot better.
They do.
The Hawk people, I'm gonna call them Hawk people from now on. Hawk people, they look a lot better while they're flying. Even Firestorm, he was ripping across the skyline. He looked awesome.
Yep.
Oh, way cool, way better than in Arrow or Flash. So
I still remember. So go back and watch season 2, episode 1, where you see Ronnie flying as Firestorm, and there's just one
Flash,
shot.
you mean?
Yeah, in the Flash, and there's one shot where it just looks like they photoshopped his face on there, not moving or anything. It looks like what they used to do on AFV, where they would have the host's face on the characters.
Yeah.
And it looks like that. It's just so funny.
Yeah, it was not very well done.
No, it wasn't. But this trailer looks like the series is going to be well done. So,
do you remember Snow White and the Huntsman?
I do, a little bit.
Do you remember Kristen Stewart hamming it up?
Yeah, I hated. That's the part I hated about the movie.
But Chris Hemsworth was in it. He was the huntsman.
He was actually really good.
The shard creatures were pretty freaking cool in it.
And the
Charlize
Theron as the evil queen.
Oh, so good.
She did a great part.
She's a great evil queen lady. Her and the one that does the Narnia White Queen.
Oh, crap! Now I can't remember her name. She's going to be in Doctor Strange. I think she might be the ancient one. I hope she's the ancient one.
I think she is. They do great evil.
She's in Constantine too.
Yeah. as the
Gabriel.
Angel. Yeah.
I can't remember. Anyway.
Yeah. But they do great evil queen, evil women.
Yeah.
Powerful people. Anyways, this is the
prequel? No, sequel. It is a sequel.
It is a sequel. Yes. Where there's actually going to be like two evil queen style.
Yeah.
Because Charlize Theron
and then
oh my gosh,
the Ice Queen, which is Emily Blunt.
Yes, you're right, Emily Blunt. And Chris Hemsworth. Wow. I just said it like 30 seconds ago.
I know you did.
Chris Hemsworth is back.
Mm-hmm.
Kristen Stewart is not, so that's good. There will be no her as Snow White.
Yeah.
Not very.
No, we don't care about that at all anymore. It's got
the trailer makes it look really good
from Interstellar.
Yes, it does have Murph.
She's in The Martian too, but she looks great in it.
Yeah. And I had her again. I had her name in my head like a half hour ago.
You know what? You need to write down these names when you think of them, so we don't have to worry about it.
I need to just go through our podcasts and write down all the people's names and who they play before every single one, so that I can figure all that out.
Exactly.
But check out the trailer. It looks like a lot of fun. We got to go find Snow White and the Huntsman so we can watch it.
Yes.
So I bet somewhere. I bet Amazon's got it on
I'm sure
Prime
we can.
or something.
I'm sure we
like
can
that,
find it.
So,
it's going to be a big movie for fantasy movies big year for fantasy movies next year.
I'm okay with that
because Warcraft, you've got the Huntsman, and you've got this one coming out. This next one that we're going to talk about.
So, Gods of Egypt.
Yeah.
And this is nothing like Exodus, Gods and Kings.
No.
Which I've never seen.
No.
I've got it, but I've never seen it.
Oh, you do?
I do have it.
We should probably watch it.
Yeah, we need to watch it. Just to.
You know what this reminds me of? Clash of the Titans.
Yes.
It's Egyptian Clash of the Titans.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
What it also reminds me of is Seventh Son.
Oh, don't say that.
But.
Did you watch Seventh Son yet?
No.
Okay.
I have not. Have you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you have it?
No, but I'm sure we can find it somewhere.
Okay, we'll try and find it, because I was going to say if you had it, we could watch it tonight.
So, Seventh Son had all these awesome characters and ideas and plots and sweet trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
Terrible movie. Apparently.
Terrible.
I'm giving it a question mark out of 5 for Geek Cards because I don't know.
My
I've
wife
never seen it.
hated it. And usually she's okay with bad movies.
Yeah, but I don't know, maybe she just didn't like Jeff Bridges or something, but I don't know.
She is not a big Jeff Bridges fan.
So, that's one thing. So, it stars the guy that plays Jaime Lannister on Game of Thrones.
I
don't know his name.
Something or other.
Gerard Butler.
Yep.
They
know
are
that one.
They are 2 warring gods,
Horus,
Egyptian gods, Horus and Set.
Jaime Lannister's Horus, and then Gerard Butler's Set. Set is the god of chaos. I can't remember what Horus is though.
Yeah, he's
like the god of the sun or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. Or that's Ra. Never mind.
That's Ra. But apparently,
that's
in
Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, in this universe or telling, the gods are among the people. They're among them. They rule them. They're like 9 feet tall. They're huge.
Yeah,
they transform into winged bird people,
which
that
is
fight
kind
each other.
of how lore in Egypt went. By the way, was that gods walked among the earth.
Yeah. So it is about these 2 warring gods. It's one god wins over the other, takes over. He's cruel and horrible to people.
Rips out his eyes.
Rips the other god's eyes out. It was really crazy.
Yes, and then
so
from there it goes into
many
like
awesome war fight fight scenes, war scenes,
a lot of cool monsters.
Yeah, cool
CG monsters.
Now, the reason I said this reminds me of Seventh Son is because I'm nervous that the trailer looks fantastic.
The movie,
Clash or Wrath of the Titans did this. Wrath is the second one, right?
Yeah, Wrath was the second. Did you ever see Wrath? Even
I saw a little bit of it. And it wasn't that good.
Yeah,
but again, the trailer made it look awesome. So
when that movie lost me when Zeus and Hades, which are played to look like old guys, started fighting on a battlefield back to back. I was just like, this looks bad.
in Wrath,
yes, and in one of them's Liam Neeson, so he's like slow punching, but with lightning this time.
Yeah,
and
Liam Neeson. If you've ever watched him in especially the Taken movies. I call him Slow Punch, Slow Punch 2, Slow Punch 3, you know, the punching.
He's like the Eric Clapton of punching. Old Slow Punch.
He cannot throw a punch very fast at all. And it looks terrible, and they don't speed it up or anything. So,
good job for ruining that for everybody.
Gods of Egypt looks kind of fun. Might be good.
We'll
might
see
be
how it
bad.
goes.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Second to last, Agent Carter.
Oh, that's right. I was like,
Season
what are you talking about?
Season 2 promo came out.
Yay! Wait,
she's going.
Go ahead.
She's going to Hollywood or L.A.?
Just L.A., but probably Hollywood.
Well, probably Hollywood.
Hollywood.
So she's gonna do her stuff in Hollywood now, so New York. So I have a feeling it's gonna be more of the same. Not a bad thing.
No.
More spy stuff.
Yep.
More 1950s, which is gonna get Corey going.
Yes, I'm getting the vapors already.
And it's got his Hollywood crush.
Yeah,
which is Haley Atwell.
Oh yeah,
she's back. Yeah, you have to fight the Rock for her.
I know.
Would you fight the Rock for her?
I would fight the Rock. Like if she was like, if you fight the Rock, I will go on a date with. Well, okay. First of all, I have a wife. So
you're like, wait. Fight and win, or just fight? Just fight. Done.
Yeah, exactly.
Hands down, done.
Yeah, like no offense to my wife or anything. If I didn't have a wife, I would fight the Rock.
Haley is beautiful enough that I think your wife would be totally okay with it, as long as she could come too.
All right, that's fine.
All three of you could go on a big triple
I'll
date.
ask Haley, but just to be sure.
Jarvis is back. Yes, the guy that plays Jarvis is back.
Which he was one of my favorite characters on that.
And hopefully it's less of the a woman can't be a spy. She can only be a secretary, and more of her actually getting to be a spy.
And I think at the end of season 1 they did kind of resolve that. Like, yeah, she can be.
Yeah, but it took the whole season for that. It was really kind of annoying, and I understand that's the 50s.
Yeah,
but it's like we know she's an awesome spy.
Seriously,
she's Captain America's like right hand lady.
And last, but definitely not least, it's actually the reason we probably podcasted this week, to be honest, because we couldn't go without letting you guys know what we thought of the Civil War trailer.
Oh my gosh. I can't.
Words should have brought a poet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It came out a couple days ago.
Completely out of left field. It was Tuesday.
Came out of Tuesday.
Tuesday at like 10.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You're right. Tuesday at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yep.
And oh my gosh, I watched it. We each watched it like 8 times.
Yep.
And even watched it in slow motion where they all sound like they're drunk.
They sound like they're sloths at the DMV.
Yes. And it is Cap is after Bucky, him and Anthony Mackie,
Falcon. Mm-hmm.
And they are after Bucky. They find him. They tell him, hey, there's, people are after you. And he's like, I don't do that anymore. Well, they don't care. They're still after you.
Exactly.
So it's got the Sokovia Accords. You see a glimpse of that. You get to see Cap. You get to see Cap and Iron Man fight, and they talk. And I mean, you get to see the moment where Robert Downey's heart breaks.
Yep, the exact moment.
The exact moment when his heart breaks.
You get to see your first shot of Black Panther.
Oh, a couple of them.
Yeah, a couple different shots.
There's a shot where he's Cap's chasing him through tunnels, like underground car tunnel, and he can outrun Cap, guys.
Where he at least is as fast.
Yeah,
and it looks so good. Like seriously,
hardly any Scarlet Witch and hardly any Black Widow.
Yep,
Scarlett
not too much in
Johansson.
there. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlet.
Yep. Nothing about Spider-Man. There's one potential shot. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see it.
There's a part where the Falcon's flying along, and there's somebody in red, like a little speck in red, along at one of an incline wall, just kind of crouched. Could be Spider-Man. Don't really know.
Okay,
but nothing of Spider-Man. Nothing of
Ant-Man.
Nothing of Ant-Man. Nothing of the villains either, because yes, it's a Civil War movie, and they're really playing up that Tony and Cap rivalry and war, but there is a Baron Zemo and a Crossbones in this, and there's maybe like a half second of Crossbones. That's it.
The piece de resistance, the very last scene.
Yes.
Cap and Bucky fighting Iron Man, teaming up on him,
yes,
throwing the shield back and forth, and
it looked so good.
And, pardon my language, kicking Iron Man's ass. Not even there. It's not even a competition. He can't even get up off the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like trying to shoot him with his repulsors, and it's just
when we're done with this section, we got to watch it again.
Exactly,
it's so good.
It is
so
really,
good.
it is really
so,
fantastic.
So good.
Definitely the one trailer you should watch.
If you have to watch one of them, that's the one you need to watch.
Let's face it, you're gonna watch them all. You better watch them all.
Should watch. They're all pretty decent.
Yep. Yeah. All of these trailers will be posted on the Facebook page, usually on Wednesday.
Yep, and we'll go ahead and hit you up after this for our picks of the week.
Stronger than a whale, he can swim anywhere.
He can breathe underwater and go flying through the air.
The noble submariner, prince of the deep, will be ready every season. Lord Famer of Atlantis is the prince of the deep.
All right, folks. Time for pick of the week.
Yep. Well, we've been geeking out about this past month.
A lot of things.
There's been a lot.
I
got into the Overwatch beta for a week.
Was that fun?
Yes, it's super fun.
Nice.
Like 5-minute matches, and it feels like the best first-person shooter I've ever played.
I mean, I'm gonna let my geek flag fly. I bought a cube of tungsten, pure tungsten. That's pretty cool
and heavy.
It is very heavy,
surprisingly heavy.
It's It's as Michael J. Fox would say, that's heavy.
That's heavy, dog.
But what I'm going to talk about right now is a book series.
Okay,
love books, love them.
Yep.
If you haven't started reading again after high school, do it.
Yeah, seriously,
do it.
There's so many
such good
and
stuff
we've
out
recommended plenty of good books.
Yeah,
Confessions. The Confessions of a D-List Supervillain series.
Don't tell my parents I blew up the moon series.
And I'm a supervillain. Don't tell my parents I'm a supervillain.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then the second one's I blew up the moon.
There's so many good.
The Martian, of course.
Yeah, The Martian's amazing.
Old Man's War, great series.
The NPCs, Critical Failures. There's so many. Which, by the way, the 4th book for Critical Failures just dropped.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So this book series I'm going to talk about is called The Infected. It is. I think it's more than 6 books, but I bought them as a bundle of 6 on Amazon, and it was a digital download. It's by the author P.S. Powers.
Yep, and we've got another series by him too, by the way.
I picked it up because the book series was on sale for $1, all 6 of them, for
which is
$1.
Amazing. No matter what type of there's certain books that are like $1.
And I'm going to admit, picked it up months ago. I picked it up, downloaded it to the Kindle, didn't touch it. You started reading it.
Yes, I did.
You said, "Oh my gosh, it's about superheroes."
Yes.
And I went, "What?"
I thought it was about zombies.
I thought based solely on the title that it was about the infected, plague, zombies, some kind of, crazy crap
alien
like that.
virus or something.
No, it's about superheroes. It's about heroes that get these powers, and they're kind of ridiculed. There's a very big stigma against them.
It's mutants, the way they should be told.
Yes.
Because there's no hero, there is no superpowered person that is free from the infected stigma.
Yes, all superheroes or all superpowered people have the stigma against them. The normies don't like them.
Exactly.
The very first book starts off with a character named Brian Yee. His power is he swaps places with people right before they're going to die, on the chance that he can try to save them.
Yeah.
Whether that be fighting another infected person, or fighting just a regular rapist or a gang member,
or finding himself hanging on the edge of a cliff.
Yes, he's done a couple of those where he talks about how he pops in and he has to climb up the side of a cliff.
Yeah.
Well, he starts doing this, gets into some trouble, gets his butt kicked a few times, ends up getting recruited into the government.
All from first person.
Yes, the government agency.
Or more or less first person.
Yeah. But very captivating. I will say the editing on it needs to be
addressed a little bit.
It's
definitely a 99-cent book.
there are some pretty choppy, like, scene transition type stuff where it just, like, it's not like one chapter. So normally if you start a next chapter and you see it's from chapter 1 to chapter 2 and something new's happening, that's fine. But in this book, the chapters are so long that there's 3 or 4 mini chapters inside of the chapter where the next paragraph, they're talking about something totally different and days down the road. Yeah. It can be a little bit intimidating, a little jarring at times, but once you get kind of used to the flow of the book, it's not too bad.
No, and it's fantastic. I'm about halfway through it, which, halfway through it meaning halfway through the series.
Yeah, so you're on the third book.
I'm about probably a quarter way through the third book, I think. Yeah. But it is...
I'm about halfway through the second.
And it's great. It doesn't focus on one character. Like, it's not all about Brian Yee. Yeah. It's about different heroes, but they're all in the same kind of government agency together.
Yeah, it all ties together.
And they're all running together. And it just kind of switches perspective and everything.
I will say this, the power sets and how they're used, amazing. Yes. Brilliant. The PS Powers that
very
wrote this,
practical about
very,
it.
Very well done. And a lot of cool stuff and a lot of things where there's not the one that's invincible. Yeah. There's not the Superman archetype that he's the most powerful.
I don't think there is one person who is invincible. Yeah. Like, there's one that she has, like, she can't really get hurt at all.
But she has major downsides.
But she and she even says, I'm not even sure if I could survive a nuke.
I totally forgot of the one thing. The one thing that really sets these infected apart is they have what's called their first mode. So when you get your powers, when they present themselves, you also get your first mode gets amped up. That's either an emotion or something,
or a feeling or something like that. Like,
so
it can be
here's some
happiness.
examples: self-sacrifice, greed, happiness, compassion, arrogance,
suspicion.
And so rather than being a normally suspicious person, you're very highly suspicious.
Yeah, like people are whispering and you're wondering if they're going to kill you or not.
Yeah. And so
it makes them dangerous, to be honest. It makes most of them dangerous because even the ones that are super courageous are reckless. Yeah. Or even the ones that are self-sacrificing are willing to do extreme things to help people.
Yes.
That aren't exactly.
And then you also have the standard there's one, his ego is his first mode, and he gets slapped. He gets slapped in the face, and because his ego is so huge, he considers that the worst offense someone could do to him, and he goes ballistic.
Yeah,
just blowing stuff up.
At one point,
rage. There's a couple of them that are rage. There's
that they have to try and control that.
There's one guy who's greed and he wants everything. It's not just money. It's I want 50 computers. I want 20 girlfriends in my harem. Yeah,
And he says even if I got it,
it doesn't help me.
It doesn't help get rid of that feeling.
Yeah. So
there's a lady who has impulse control problems.
Yeah. She can't control herself, so she does all kinds of things that she ought not be doing.
Exactly. Shyness is another one that's, and it's just these really cool concepts of here's what happens if one of your emotions is turned up to 11.
Yeah, exactly.
But all the others aren't.
Really,
and how to deal with that.
Look at the book series real quick, Corey, for me. So we can. I think it still might be only like under $10
on Amazon.
Yeah, just Amazon. PS Powers, The Infected, is what it's called.
Infected. Let's find out here.
Yeah.
Kindle Unlimited. It's still $1 for all 6 books.
It's still $1 to buy them all on
PS Power, not PS Powers.
Oh, sorry, PS Power.
And he's got some other stuff like there's Alternate Places is another book series that he's done. There's another one that is another collection, I thought.
But check them out. You can get them on Amazon, and I'm really enjoying it. And it's one of those books that when I read it home from work on the train, and I have a hard time not just sitting in my car at the train station and reading it because
the other one is the Young Ancients book set that he did. That's all 6 books for $2.
Yeah. So awesome price for a really good read.
Yep.
So, Corey, what is your pick of the week?
I almost want to go with The Infected now. That makes me want to read it.
Yep. For you.
But what we're going to talk about is a new Kickstarter coming out. I've funded a lot of Kickstarters lately. And this one I'm super excited about because it's bringing back an old, not a childhood favorite of mine, but something that I discovered from back in the 80s and 90s. Mystery Science Theater 3000 is coming back to TV. It's currently...
Is it TV or is it going to be a web series?
It's a little bit both. They're trying to get a TV studio interested, showing that there's still an audience, but it's going to be a web series. Currently, it's at $3 million out of its $2 million goal, which means it's funded, but that only means that it's funded for the 3 episodes that they were planning on doing for the $2 million.
Yeah.
Once they get up to about $5.5 million, then they get a full 10-episode season. And even farther, if it goes beyond that.
So they've got 12 days to go. If you like MST 3000, go ahead and fund them.
So the interesting thing is they're doing new actors for everything. So I think they may even be getting new actors for Crow and Tom Servo, the robots. But the new kind of guy that's stuck up in space, it used to be Joel, it used to be Mike. Now it's this gentleman from the Nerdist podcast. I can't remember his name specifically, but he's pretty funny from what I understand. And they always have a bad guy that is basically subjecting this person to these bad movies that they have to make fun of. And the evil bad in this new series is none other than the Queen of Geekdom, Felicia Day.
Yes.
And I absolutely can't wait to see what she has in store for the role. But it's really cool. For those of you who don't know what Mystery Science Theater 3000 is, it's basically 3 people sitting there making fun of a bad movie.
Yeah.
And if you really want to be interested, you can go look them up on Netflix. There's some episodes there. It's usually really old movies and really bad ones. But they're always in a lot of black and white stuff. But,
exactly. But you don't watch them for the movie. You're watching for the commentary.
For the commentary and the comedy. There is actually a website that you can go to that's similar. It's called Riff Tracks. And they do everything from like Twilight to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Sorry, TMNT or whatever the Michael Bay one is called.
Yeah.
They did the Avengers. They did all the prequels and everything. So, but go ahead and go fund even like $10. Or give them $1. This show needs to be back on the air, or at least as a web series, because it's fun time and it makes watching bad movies so much easier.
Yep,
and more enjoyable.
I agree.
All right, so that's a TV show for me, a book series for you.
Yep,
you've got plenty.
You know which one of us is the more cultured person.
Yes.
By our pick of the week.
Quiet. But that's going to do it for the Acts of Geekery podcast this week. If you would like to give us a comment, a news story that we missed, a comment on what you think of Jessica Jones, anything of that sort, you can send an email to actsofgeekery@gmail.com.
You can also go to facebook.com/actsofgeekery and post on any one of our posts there. You can also find all of our latest episodes there. Go ahead and give the page a like and share it with your friends. We'd love that.
And tell us what your favorite movie this year was.
Absolutely.
And you can say Star Wars and blank. Just because. You can also go to youtube.com. We are just search for Acts of Geekery. You'll find the episode backlog there. I think they're all up to date.
They're all up to date. Besides this one. This one will be uploaded eventually this week.
And we also post all the trailers and videos on the Facebook page as well.
Absolutely. Yep. You can also find us on Twitter. We're at Acts of Geekery, or using the hashtag Acts of Geekery. We'll be able to find that, and we'll be able to respond to you.
Yep.
And last but definitely not least, please go to iTunes. And you can get all the latest episodes downloaded there the day that they come out.
You can subscribe so they just download right to your phone.
Automatically. Or your computer if you want to do it that way. But the best thing to do on there, if you please, is give us a rating and a review.
Yes.
That if we get enough of those, it'll put us in the new and noteworthy. And we can get some more subscribers, get some more cool stuff.
Exactly. And I'm going to say this right now. It can be kind of hard to do a podcast when you've got family stuff going on.
Yes.
That's why we took a month off here. And yes, we're getting back into it now. Hopefully every week, maybe every other week.
Yep.
But if we start getting a lot more interest in the podcast, guys, then we make sure to do this every week.
Yeah,
it'll become less of a hobby and more of a job.
Yeah.
And the more that we can do with the podcast, it means we can get guest stars on here. It means we can get interviews in. It means we can do a lot of fun stuff. Let's play videos. The YouTube channel,
product reviews,
exactly.
For stuff. Yeah.
And all that starts with you. You have to be the one to go on and let us know that you enjoy us, because otherwise we just think we're sitting here talking to each other for an hour and a half into microphones and then throwing it out on the internet hoping somebody listens to it.
Yeah, technically we are.
Yeah, well, we are.
But please rate, review, subscribe, like, share. Sharing's the biggest thing. If you can share, that'd be awesome. But that is it, guys.
All of those are ACTS, not AXE. Okay, I'm off my soapbox now.
All right.
Until next time, I'm Corey.
And I'm Scott.
And we are the Brothers Geek.
Keep geeking out.
I've got a sign off.